Hi, my name is Daniel Tutt. I'm going to be talking today about the budget reserve, maybe filling in some gaps for stuff you read Wednesday in the Hub but didn't quite understand or didn't fully understand. First, I'm going to talk about the reserve fund. So the reserve fund is made up of three things. The first is actual cash. At the end of this year, the district expects to have $3.9 million in cash. But, of course, that's not the whole reserve. Added to that is a much larger number, and that's $14.1 million, $14.1 million in accounts payable. That's money that the state or local governments or the federal government owes DJUSD. So that's money they're going to get, but they haven't gotten yet. Now, there's a third value that brings the reserve down, and that's accounts due. Oopsies, right there. That's a $8.3 million value. And what that value is money the district owes other people. Most of that money the district owes to teachers. So what comes out of that is the total reserve right here. And that's the total cash plus, right here, the accounts payable, plus this right here, the $8.3 million that the district owes to other people. And that ends up being $9.7 million. So where the confusion starts is parents and some teachers look at this $9.7 million value and say, well, the district has plenty of reserve funds. There's no problem. Why are we worrying so much about our deficit? The chief budget officer for the district, Bruce Colby, is looking at a completely different value. He's looking at this value right here, the $3.9 million value of cash. And he's saying, that's really low. We need to get that up. We can't be spending that down anymore. We can't have a deficit because our cash is going to go down. So the next thing I'm going to explain is a way the district can turn some of that reserve, or more of that reserve, into cash. And what it comes from is the difference between the $14.1 million, that's how much the district expects to get. $14.1 million people owe the district. And that $8.3 million that the district owes people. Because there's more the district expects to get than the district has to pay, because there's all of this extra right here, because there is that, the district can take out a loan. And that loan can be some amount of that difference. So let's say the district takes out a $5 million loan. How does that change the reserve fund? Well, the actual cash, which we talked about earlier, will go up. So the cash that was just $3.9 million is now $3.9 million plus this $5 million in cash that the bank has loaned us, which ends up being $8.9 million. So the district ends up, when it takes out this loan, with $8.9 million of cash instead of just $3.9 million. And the rest of the reserve, the $14.1 million, doesn't change. So we still have the $14.1 million. We're going to get this money at some point. The $8.3 million, the money that we owe, does change. Why? Because now we owe $5 million more dollars to the bank. So now we have this bigger accounts payable number, this bigger amount of money that we owe, which is $8.3 million plus that $5 million. So what we end up with is a lot more cash and a lot more money we owe. And that's a way that we turn the total reserve, which if you actually take these numbers, the total reserve doesn't change. The total reserve stays at $9.7 million. The difference is we have more cash and more money that we owe. And that more money is to the bank, and that more cash is from the bank. And that's one way the district could deal with what they're calling the cash flow problem, the low amount of cash. And that's That's how cash and deferred money and the reserve fund are all interconnected. Thank you for listening. All right.